Hey all, Hipper here. Now today I have finally got my Kraken in Albemarle, and I was using William Tennant here, my usual agile build with Azure Lane Baltimore and Müller as inspirations. And all his perks also, like Borg Standard, Agile, all about Speed Rudder and Ingenious. So if we look at the ship setup here, now I have aiming systems 1 here, and steering, and then I have the improved reload here in the end. And of course, don't forget to choose your radar in here, very important. And as you can see, just hitting 39 knots and the rudder shift of 2.7, and that puts it just inside the good agile cruiser margin. So if we take a look at the agile cruiser matrix here, and I've added in all the new stuff like München and Ochakov and of course Albemarle, you can see that it is just around the center of the whole thing, and just outside the best quadrant, but it's still a very good agile cruiser. Now the reason this video here came about is because I made a bet with one of my channel subscribers, one of you guys, that I would be able to get a Kraken in Albemarle before MetaJerk would put up his inevitable Kraken video. So naturally, challenge accepted, and that's also why this video here is a little bit, I play a little bit differently than what I would normally do, because I'm not really chasing damage or caps or anything like that. I'm going specifically for a Kraken, and so I wouldn't recommend this kind of play in like real life, but for Kraken hunting it's pretty good. Now I'm sure you all know that I really like the Albemarle. A lot of you have asked me why I find it so tanky, and I find this ship extremely tanky, and like it's all to do with the angling. When you're up against battleships, it's hard to really explain, and I don't really have a good example in this video here, but I'll do one later on. It's all about the angle of angling, pretty much. And if you do that correctly, I think this ship is even tougher than Wichita. But it's important not to bow tank in Albemarle, because the bow can get overmatched by pretty much anything. Well, not anything, but pretty much any battleship out there. So be careful when you're going straight against a battleship or running straight from a battleship, especially with the really weird stern on this ship here. If you see the flat part there, it is excellent for eating citadels from behind, so be very careful. Now if we look at the team makeup here on this map, you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cruisers on the enemy team, and that's always a good thing if you are hunting Krakens, especially if you're in a cruiser with a fast reload like this one does, and Charles Martel does. And I think if I had been in Martel in this battle here, I would have been able to rake in 6 or 7 kills. I'm pretty sure of that, because I would have been able to take out that Atlanta there, and I would have been able to citadel this Mogami here. Because anytime you need AP to take out cruisers, I mean, Martel is your go-to ship. It's just what it does so well. Now that's another thing I just want to mention here. If there's one thing I miss when I play Albemarle, it is just a little bit more speed. That would also help to nudge this ship into the upper right quadrant on my slide from before with the agile cruisers. If it could go 40 knots, 41 knots even, this would be my favorite cruiser, without a doubt. Unfortunately, it can't do that. It can barely do 39, and that that really holds it back, I think, from being my favorite cruiser and the best cruiser in the game. As it is, it's probably in my top 3 now. I really enjoy playing this ship here. Atago obviously is in there, and Albemarle and Martel, and of course Wichita would actually have to be in there because it is one of the best cruisers. I just don't play it a lot because I think it is a little bit too easy to do well in it. So I don't really count that as a favorite cruiser, but of course it is one of the best cruisers. So yeah, Atago, Albemarle, and Martel right now are my favorite cruisers at tier 7. Now what I'm trying to do here is to keep the battleships behind islands while keeping as many cruisers as I can out in the open, because the cruisers are what I need to get my Kraken, or at least the majority of my Kraken. I can probably fit in a battleship or 2 if I have to, but cruisers is what you need, or destroyers for that matter, but there's not many destroyers, or actually any destroyers in this battle here. So you can see these island hidey-ho people over here, they are doing their best to set me on fire. So I will try to turn around now that I'm getting a little bit too crowded here by all the enemies. And we'll just shoot some preemptive torps this way here, because I don't want anyone going through that hole there. And as you can see, the JB is coming to help now, so obviously I will have to turn around now. There's just too many enemies. And as I was hoping, the Belfast is coming out to try to citadel me. And that is a big mistake, because I have radar, and this guy is broadside on, and it doesn't matter that he smokes up, because I'm just going to pop on my radar, and he is a deer in headlights now. Broadside on, sitting there, and I still have 20 seconds left on my radar. And yeah, if you play Belfast, you have to be careful. Especially, there's a lot more radar cruisers in the game now, so you really have to be aware of that. Alright, so there's other battleships heading in now. There's only 2 cruisers left, so we'll just have to fall off detection for a little bit here and see if we can't get in some cheeky HE shots here from detection. Well, while we are not detected, let's put it like that instead. So we can get some fire to do at least a little bit of the work for me here, because they still have a lot of health, and as you all know, with Krakens, it's about getting in the last shot, not necessarily taking out the whole hit point. So that's what I'm trying here. And that's why I say, playing like this, I wouldn't do it in like a regular battle. Like regularly, I would probably rush that, or not rush, but I would get in a more aggressive stance than what I'm doing now. So what I'm doing is I'm pretty much leaving my team to soften up these battleships here while I make a nice U-turn up here. And hopefully by the time I get turned around and get my guns on the target again and can actually enter the fight, then these ships here are down to a more like manageable amount of health. At least that's what I'm hoping. And I'll be able to see if I can't get that Kraken out of the way. To see the Shambhala is down to probably half the health it had before, and that makes it a lot easier. So I just need this Shambhala here to disappear, and I'll be able to move into a more aggressive position and take on that Scharnhorst there, and then the Nagato, because they are the only 2 ships left now, and I just have to make sure I don't get citadeled here. And you can see I didn't angle correctly there, and I took quite a bit of damage. And I actually think Nagato is one of the more annoying ships to face in Albemarle, along with Amaji. I don't know what it is, but they just seem to have it in for British heavy cruisers. So anyway, we're just heading away a little bit here. Again, I'm not playing as aggressively as I usually do because I wouldn't head away. I would actually head the opposite way. But I have a specific goal with this game here, so I am playing it in that fashion. So this Scharnhorst here is getting whittled down, and I just need to battle it out with my team for who gets the final shot. And this will probably be my last chance, so I fire, and I'm just, well, crossing my fingers that I'm actually going to get it, and I do, because I get a fire. Very lucky there, but it's all about luck, isn't it? So we're at 4 ships, just need this Nagato here to go down. And again, I'm shooting, but I'm really just waiting for a good opportunity to fire. I mean, it's not like I'm holding my fire or anything like that to try to just steal it, but I still need to time it as well as I can. And I'm just lucky here that guy doesn't get it with that incoming salvo there, because I actually do that. And there it is, the Kraken in Albemarle. And I'm sure MetaJerk will one-up me tomorrow with a 6-pack or even a 7-kill game, but let's see what comes out of this. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you out there.